Geometry, lesson 59, finding surface areas and volumes of prisms. So the surface area of a solid is when you take all of the faces and all of the curved edges. You find the area of all the faces and all of the curved edges. For a prism, like this one, it's the sum of the two pentagons, which is the base, and the 5 rectangles that are these lateral faces right here. So you're going to have to find the area of the base, so the area of a pentagon, and also you're going to have to find the lateral area of these prisms. So the lateral area is P times H. It's the perimeter times the height. So to find this, we need to find the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. All right, so let's do example 1. Find the lateral area of the regular hexagonal prism. Okay, so hexagon has 6 sides. It tells us that this height is 18 and this right here is 12 feet. Another really important word in here is regular. It means that all of these prisms are going to be the same. So 12 feet by 18 feet high. Okay, we need to first find the perimeter of the base. This hexagon right here, we need to find the perimeter of it. Well, it's 6 sides and one side is 12 feet. So you're going to do, for the perimeter, you're going to do 12 times 6, which is 72. So that's the area of the base, either the top or the bottom, it's the same. Now to find the lateral area, which they ask us to find, we use the formula perimeter of the base times the height. We know what the perimeter of the base is. It's 72. The height is 18. So times 18. That'll give us the lateral area, which is 1,296 feet squared, or you could say square feet. Now, what if they ask you to find the surface area? The surface area is L plus 2 times B. L is the lateral area, so you can replace L with the perimeter of the base times the height if you want to. And then B is the area of the base. So here we found the perimeter of the base. We also are going to have to find the area of the base. That's how you find surface area. Okay? Right here in example 2, it says find the surface area of the regular pentagonal prism. Pentagon is 5 sides. It gives us the height is 7 inches. Right here, one of the sides for the base is 5 inches. And then right here, it tells us the radius is 3.44 inches. Okay, so here's our formula. Surface equals L plus 2 times B. Let's find the lateral area. Let's replace this with P times H. Okay, because we know the lateral area is the perimeter of the base times the height. Well, the base right here, it's 5 sides, and it says it's a regular pentagonal prism, so each side is 5 inches. So we can do 5 times 5 for the perimeter, because there's 5 sides and they're each 5 inches. And the height here is 7. Plus 2 times B. We'll solve that right here first. So it's 25, or 5 times 5 is 25, times 7. We get 175 inches squared, plus 2 times B. All we have left to find for the surface area is the area of the base. This base right here, the area of a pentagon, we're going to use one of these triangles. You see how I drew a line from the center to this side? It tells us what the radius is, and then I drew lines to each corner or each edge of the base of this prism, this pentagon. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to find the area of the base, because we know how to find the area of the base. It's 1/2 base times height. Once we know that, then we can figure out the rest of the base. Okay, so first thing we'll find is the area of this triangle. 1/2 base times height. The base is 5. The height is 3.44. Okay, so if you multiply this out on your calculator, it's going to be about 8.6 inches squared. That tells us the area of the one triangle, this triangle right here. Okay, trying to make it easy for you. So we know the area of that triangle, but there are 5 triangles total that make up the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all you have to do to find B, capital B, or the area of the base of this prism is take the area of this triangle and multiply it by 5. So it's going to be, we know the lateral area is 175. The area of the base of this pentagon is 8.6 times 5. And then we can solve it. So 8.6 times 5 is going to be 43. And then 43 times 2. $261. Add these together and it'll give you the lateral, or it'll give you, I'm sorry, that's not 261. 43 times 2 is not 261. It is 686, okay? Add these together and you get 261 inches squared. That's the surface area here. Next, what if they ask you to find the volume? So we did the lateral area, the surface area, and now the volume. The volume is what this shape can hold, what can fit inside of it. Okay, the volume is the area of the base. Remember, capital B is area of the base times the height. Now, if you have a right prism, which it says right here in this next example, a right prism is when all the lateral faces are rectangles and the lateral edges are perpendicular to both bases. So the face is like this guy right here is a rectangle, and this is the edge where those two rectangles meet. So it says find the volume of the right prism. Our formula, volume equals the area of the base times the height. To find the area of the base right here, you're going to have to do the area of a rectangle. Because this, let me show you all of the lengths. 8 feet, and this front one is 12 feet. Okay, and then back here is 5 feet. Each of these sides are 5 feet, but this side is smaller than the front. Or I'm sorry, this edge is smaller than the front edge. Then it tells us the height. So because they're different, the area for B, 1/2 your first base plus your second base times the height. Okay, so B equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2, and then you're going to multiply it by the height. Okay, so our first base is 8, our second base is 12, and our height is 5. That's going to give us the area of this base right here. So it's going to be 1/2, 8 plus 12 is 20, times 5. You could just do 1/2 times 20. You'll get 10 times 5, which is 50. So the area of this base right here is 50, and it's going to be feet squared. Now to find the volume, we're going to plug this in for B, and then we'll do the height of the whole shape of the whole prism. So we have 50 times the height, which in this case is 9. 50 times 9, or 9 times 5, is 45, and add the 0. And your measurements, it's feet, but volume, it's always going to be cubed. Area is always squared, volume is always cubed. Now, an oblique prism is a prism that has at least one non-rectangular face. So one of your faces is not a rectangle. Also, if you were to look for the altitude or the height of the prism, it's going to be outside, like I have right here. This is our shape. This is our prism. And the height, or the altitude is another name for it, is outside of the prism. Because if we use this slanted guy as the height, it's going to be longer than this right here, from the base to the top. Okay? So your oblique prism, the height is going to be outside, and it'll note it for you. So it says find the volume of this oblique prism. We're going to use our volume formula. The area of the base times the height. Excuse me. Right here, the base, this is the base and this is the base. It's a triangle, okay? I'm going to show you guys. It's a triangle. And it tells you, for the area of a triangle, we know the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. It tells us what the base is. The base is 6. The base is 6. The height is 2 inches. So we'll plug that in. 1/2 times 6 times 2. 1/2 times 6 is 3 times 2. So the area of the base is 6 inches squared. Now, to find the volume of this whole shape, we're going to plug in 6 inches squared for B, the area of the base, and then the height of this whole figure. Remember, it's outside, so it's 8 inches. 6 times 8 is 48. And remember, your measurements or your units are always cubed. Now, last one. It says Rick has a gift that he needs to wrap. He has 15 square feet of wrapping paper. Does Rick have enough wrapping paper to cover the gift shown in the diagram? Excuse me. So what we're going to need to do is we need to find the surface area. If you remember, surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. And lateral area, we can replace this with capital P times H, or the perimeter times the height. So let's find the lateral area first, then we'll find the area of the base. Okay, so the lateral area is the perimeter. If you look at this shape, this side is 2, this is 3, this is 1. Okay, we need to find the perimeter of the base. This right here would be the height, and this would be base, okay? This will be the perimeter. So to find the perimeter of the bottom of this figure, we have 2 plus 3. This side is also 2, and this side is also 3. So we're going to do 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. That's going to be our perimeter of the base. And then the height. The height is going to be 1. From down here to up here, it's 1. Okay, and then the area of the base. To find the area of the base, you're going to do base times height. In this case, base times height. That's going to tell you the area of the base. We found the perimeter of the base. Now we need to find the area. So 2 times 3. And this extra 2 right here is because we have to find the area of the bottom and the area of the top. Well, the area of the bottom is going to be the same as the area of the top. So we just multiply it by 2. Now let's solve. The perimeter, 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 plus 3 is 10, times 1. And then 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So we have 10 times 1, which is 10, plus 12, 22, and it's surface area, so your units are squared. Okay, your homework is lesson 58. It's on page 392, A through E.